Step 3 in my personal 12 steps to recovery. We made a conscious decision to turn our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him.
Welcome back to Broken Bobby's transformation page. In the late 80s, I became involved with drugs and would eventually become part of that lifestyle of trafficking, addiction, and violence. Over the next 20 years, I would be in and out of jail and prison. If you're thinking about trying something or you're dealing with addiction, your life don't need to go down the same path mine did. I hurt a lot of people, both physically and emotionally. These are my stories of how I transformed my life, and you can too. Let's get.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, this is my third step to recovery. And like I've said in the previous two, this was my method to getting clean. Okay, it's based on the 12 steps of recovery, but I think everybody's journey is different, and mine was definitely different too. So don't come after me in the comments that it's not like Bill W. said, because this is the way I did it. If it helps you, then that's wonderful. If it doesn't and it don't apply, then just scroll on. So my hopes is to help some people in early into recovery and to get them connected with some meetings. So this is the third step. We made a conscious decision to turn our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. So now let's recap real quick. And before we do, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and let me know how your journey is going with recovery. It really makes it all worthwhile when I read comments about how people are new into recovery, or maybe I provided a little bit of inspiration to take that first step. So please drop a comment and let me know. Also, share this video if you know somebody that is new into recovery or thinking about getting into recovery. It just may help save somebody's life. Also, hit that notification bell so that when I go live, we do a lot of stuff on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday nights. I hope to see you guys in the chat on the lives. And you can also become a member of the channel. You can hit that join button, and there's different levels of memberships. So let's do a quick recap of the first two steps as we make our way into the third step of recovery. The first step, obviously, was we admitted we were powerless over our addiction and our lives had become unmanageable. Okay, so in order to take that step, obviously, we realized we had a problem, right? Like our life wasn't manageable anymore. It was chaotic and we were losing control. So we decided to take that first step. And that was our welcome into recovery, basically. When I first came into recovery, I didn't even take the first step for a while. In fact, I backslid a few times. It's a marathon, right? It's not a 100-yard dash. We get there when we're ready. And the thing is, if you're not ready, that's okay. I hope you make it back. But not everybody does. So then we move on to the second step. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. And like I said in the other video, and you can always go back and look at those videos. Those will all be bookmarked in the playlist recovery. So you can look at that playlist and go through the different videos if you're new to this. And with that second step, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. For a lot of us, when we were in addiction, you know, like me, myself, like I was using meth. And the thing about it was, you know, I didn't look to any higher power. I was my higher power. As sick as that sounds. You know, I had a certain God complex about me. You know, I had the sack and everybody loved me, right? No, they didn't. But, you know, that tends to be, you know, how we think when we're in our addiction or our alcoholism. And, the thing is, we kind of get this mindset of, don't you know who I am? You know, and that's not the way to think. We have to come up with that higher power, and whether it be God or whoever it is that you believe in, something has to be greater than us, because we're not the greatest thing, you know, especially when we're in that mindset. So now we come to that third step. And this one is, we made a conscious decision, key word there, to turn our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. So as we're working through these steps, we're slowly coming out of the fog, right? And now we're at that point where we can actually make a conscious decision, because we have a little bit of time under our belts, whether it be 60 days, 90 days, 6 months. Like that, I've heard of sponsors that keep their sponsorees, I guess you would say, on that first step for a whole year. And the thing is, for some people that works, and that's okay. You have to find a sponsor if you're doing these 12 steps to help you work through these steps. Like, it's not just about getting that big book and reading these steps and memorizing them and somehow you're going to be better. There's a process to all of this. And with this third step, the basis of the third step is to eliminate the false beliefs behind substance abuse and alcoholism. Namely, that we can control how much we drink or use and how we behave when we drink or use. There's a lot of people that are really cool, mellow people, and they get a few drinks in them and they want to fight with everybody, right? Or, like they unleash the monster. And this third step is getting rid of that monster, basically, and realizing that we're not it in our current state, but we're working towards being it, right? Being that guy or that gal, that sober individual, that role model for your community, for your family, for your children. We've hurt the people around us for far too long, and it's time that we show them what a good person actually looks like. Our kids look up to us, and you can tell your kids, don't drink or don't do drugs, but if that's what you're doing, then what example are you setting? So I'm not trying to beat anybody up with this, but this became my way of thinking. And for me, I was doing an internship with the Salvation Army, and that really helped me, because when like I said in the previous steps that I released, when I started the 12 steps, I had an atheist mindset, just having gotten out of prison and, listening to some other people and letting some other people influence me got me to believing that there couldn't be a God. Obviously, my mindset has changed on that now. And, Jesus Christ is my personal savior. And that has helped me. And the Salvation Army helped me with that too. I was doing an internship where I was counseling addicts. And I would go to the services, because the Salvation Army is a very spiritually based program. Like, you are going to go to church, you are going to do those sort of things. And it's a great program. That one was like a 6-month program, I do believe. But they also have like a year program, and then they have programs to help you work yourself into society, like sober livings and stuff like that. So if you're new to sobriety and you feel like you need an in-home treatment program, that's a great program to go to. I never personally went through that one as an addict, but I did do an internship there, and I really liked what they were doing. So the main thing with working these steps, so guys, is don't be in a rush to work through these steps. It's not a race. I've seen people, oh, I want to hurry up and get through these steps, and you're basically setting the foundation for the rest of your life by working these steps. And working through these steps, you get to know yourself a lot better, and you see your own shortcomings. You figure out what your triggers are, and you develop tools that are going to assist you so that when you come into these situations in life, you know what to do and how to handle them. So, that is pretty much what I've got for step 3. I know it's a little short on the video, but the main thing is find yourself a meeting or something. If if you need in-house treatment, call the Salvation Army, or you can Google in your local area in-house treatment programs. Like Salvation Army is a good one because it don't take much to qualify, and you're going to do work therapy basically while you're there. They're going to give you a job, and you're going to do meetings, and you're going to do church service and stuff like that. So they teach you a lot of life skills that a lot of us addicts didn't necessarily have while we were active in our addictions, especially those of us that got addicted young. So some great programs out there. If you have any questions, you can definitely drop a comment down below. If you don't feel comfortable dropping a comment down below, contact me at my email, which is in the description of this video. Like I said, if you need help finding a meeting, or if you have any questions that you don't want to leave in the comments, feel free to go to that email in the description and shoot me a message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if I can assist you in finding a meeting or a program or something, I will definitely do so, because in the end, I want to see us all win. And if we're using or drinking, chances are we're not. So I hope everybody's having a great week. This is my 3rd step in recovery as I did them. So, some people may say, oh, Bobby, you're not right. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Whatever works. Okay. If you are working a program and you're bumping heads with your sponsor and you don't necessarily see eye to eye, maybe you need to find a new sponsor, or maybe it's you. You know what I mean? But you have to be open for that self-reflection to say, am I being unreasonable here? Maybe you are, and maybe you need to take a different route with that. Or maybe you need to find a new sponsor because you're just not compatible. So that is my video on my 3rd step to recovery. We made a conscious decision. Remember, conscious decision is the key there, to turn our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. It's all about eliminating the false beliefs behind substance abuse and alcoholism, namely that we can control how much we drink and use and behave. So, the thing is, there used to be a t-shirt that said, instant asshole, just add alcohol. If that's you, maybe you have an issue, and maybe you need to look into getting some assistance if you're ready, because you have to be willing to take that first step, that we admitted that we were powerless over our addiction and our lives have become unmanageable. If you don't feel like your life is unmanageable, at this point, then you're probably not ready yet. And like I said, that's okay. I just hope that at some point you do get ready before it's too late. So remember, it's just about surrounding yourself with people that have the same mindset. If you are active in your addiction or alcoholism, your friends probably aren't your friends. They're just your drinking buddies or your using buddies. And, I don't say that to be mean. Like, it broke my heart when I realized everybody didn't love me. Now, looking back, hindsight's 2020. They didn't love me. They just love the fact that I always had the sack. So build that strong foundation. That way, when those storms come, you'll be ready and you'll be able to sustain them. If figure out what your triggers are. Certain things trigger us to want to use or drink. Once you're able to identify those, it makes it easier to come up with a plan to not allow those triggers to set us off into something that, could be terrible. So that is my video. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment, and let me know what you think. Like I said, if you have questions that you don't want to drop in the comments that are a little more personal, contact me at my email in the description of this video. Like I said, I'll help you find a meeting or an in-house program if I'm able to. Just be patient because I do work a lot of hours, but I do the best I can to get back to everybody as soon as I possibly can. So share the video. It may help somebody. It may save somebody's life, and hit that notification bell so that when I drop a new video or I go live, you will be notified and you can check it out when you're ready. Also, you can become a member of this channel. That is the absolute best way to support the Broken Bobby's Transformation movement. Hit that join button and just look at the different levels and make a selection if you're so inclined to do so. Like I said, I hope everybody is having a great week. If you're new to sobriety, welcome. You can do this. If I could do it, you could do it. And here I am 20 years later, still doing it. So don't look at the mountain. Just start climbing.